We're getting new reaction from the White House after President Biden breaks yet another promise to the American people, giving a full and unconditional pardon to his son, Hunter, after repeatedly telling us he would never do it. Biden also claimed Hunter was a victim and, quote, unfairly prosecuted. And now the White House is denying that the president lied. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kayleigh McEnany here with my co-host, Harris Faulkner. Also joining us, Cheryl Casoni, Fox Business anchor and host of American Dream Home, Lisa Booth, Fox News political analyst, and Charles Payne, host of Making Money on Fox Business. And now to this. Hunter, off the hook for everything. Reporters just grilled White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre in an off-camera gaggle on Air Force One about the president's decision to pardon his son. Now, Hunter was scheduled to be sentenced this month. It was December 12th on federal gun and tax charges, and the sweeping pardon spares him a possible prison sentence, a complete reversal by the President of the United States.
Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no. The president's been very clear when we've been asked this question.
Is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no. The president's not going to pardon his son. It's no. It's still no.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
They were categorical. They were emphatic. And now Karine Jean-Pierre is denying that those statements were lies.
I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies from the American people? Is there really a credibility issue here given now this announcement?
First of all, one of the things that the president always believes is to be truthful to the American people. That is something that he always truly believes. He came to this decision this weekend, so let's be very clear about that. He says it himself. And
how soon could the next round of, pardons could come?
I don't have a timeline for you. As you know, this usually happens towards the end, and so the president is going through that process. I'm not going to get ahead of him, but you can expect more announcements to come.
And she doubled down on Biden's claim that Hunter was singled out.
They targeted him because his last name was Biden.
Here's the problem, Charles Payne. So he's a victim of injustice by the Department of Injustice. Okay, problem here, the facts. August 11th, 2023. Let's pull it up. This was the DOJ press release. 2023, you'll remember, guess who was president? His name was Joe Biden. This happened. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced today the appointment of U.S. Attorney David Weiss to serve as special counsel for the ongoing investigation and prosecutions referenced and described in United States v. Hunter Biden. So Biden's DOJ with Biden's handpicked attorney general selectively prosecuted Biden's son.
Yeah. But I also think, looking at the executive grant of clemency here, this is what I think the real deal is, right? So he's pardoned from a period that begins January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. Mm-hmm. It's not the cases he's been found guilty on. It's the cases that he was never brought to trial on. The other things that we know or we feel in our hearts are a lot more egregious, a lot more offensive, and maybe even crimes against the United States. This is a preventive measure. I mean, you look at the folks that are going to be in these jobs in 2 months. They're going to go back. They were going to go back and look at this on behalf of the American public. After all, the accusations of influence peddling is huge.
Yeah.
This protects Hunter Biden from, in my mind, true justice. And it's a true travesty against everybody in this country, no matter what political party you're in.
It is a travesty. If you really think about this, Melania Trump has her closet raided by Merrick Garland's DOJ, and then Biden's White House pardons his son. People see the disparity. But what bothers me most here, and I want to pull up her picture, are the innocent Americans that have been prosecuted, and you could say tortured by the Biden DOJ, one of whom is Paulette Harlow, 76 years old, convicted in a court of law, 2-year prison sentence. She has medical ailments. She stood in front of a pro-life clinic with 9 others peacefully, and she's prosecuted under a little-used statute. She's currently at Alexandria Detention Center. But Harris Faulkner, she gets no pardon.
So are we shocked that the president's son is getting special treatment? Are we shocked that a guy who pulled off a stunt on Capitol Hill because he wanted to flout a subpoena in the middle of the investigations was allowed to do so? Are we shocked that his dad would give him not just a little bit of a pardon, but a wiping away of 10 years that maybe he might even be able to testify against his father now without the move of, oh, it might jeopardize me criminally? Former ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, has made that point. So are we shocked that regular, everyday Americans don't get the same special treatment that a Biden does? No, we're not. We just thought it might stop because Biden said it would. Why did we believe him? That's on us. And by the way, he's in Angola today. I had Rich Edson from the Fox Business Network and FNC, Fox News Channel, earlier on my program reporting. I said, why Angola? It's an oil-rich nation with some of the greatest amount of food insecurity on the planet. Why go there right now? And Rich said, well, you know, they have a lot of ties to China right now because China's moving into southwestern African continent, just like they did in the northern part of that continent, so blah, blah, blah. What are we learning? Who did dealings with China? Whose hands might be a little messy? Where are you going? Who are you talking to? Watch what he does. Remember, he said, watch me. Oh, we're watching. 49 days. We got our eyes on you, Biden.
And here's what we should watch for. I think we have this. This is Karine Jean-Pierre just moments ago telling us that something is going to happen from President Biden. Listen to this.
It sounds like he thinks there could be further prosecution of Hunter under a Trump administration.
He didn't believe that they would let up, right? He didn't think that they would continue to go after his son. That's what he believed. And look, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals to the original part of your question.
So more pardons are coming, Cheryl Casoni. Maybe Jim Biden? Just asking.
The president's brother. And that was one of the first questions that was asked this morning on the heels of this breaking news. And I want to pick up on something Charles said, which is very important. This goes back to 2014. That is when Hunter Biden joined the board of Burisma. That is the energy company that he did not, let's be honest, did have the resume to serve upon. So there's been many questions, thanks to James Comer and his lengthy amount of investigations that he has had in his committee. James Comer quoted this morning saying it's the tip of the iceberg. So did Joe Biden pardon Hunter? Yes. Is he maybe going to come out with another sweeping pardon in advance of James Biden? He could. There actually is precedent. Gerald Ford did that for Richard Nixon. So it could be crimes not charged, crimes that have not been brought to a courtroom that could be included in a pardon of his brother. Absolutely. And James Comer is definitely gearing up for this right now.
The Ford pardon of Nixon was just as sweeping as this, with one difference. This covers double the amount of time. So you could call this Watergate. You have the people who love to say that on the left. So theoretically, you could make that case today. But look at this, Lisa, the Politico headline. Leave it to the media. I know you know what I'm talking about. The Politico headline last night, Republicans pounce on Biden pardoning his son, Hunter. The headline could not be, Biden told us he would never do something that he actually did.
Well, and excuse me while I pounce right now. So that's what I will be doing. I think the one thing people are missing in this is it's not about Hunter Biden. It's about Joe Biden. This isn't an act of fatherly love. This is an act of self-preservation by Joe Biden. He uses his son as a pawn to enrich his entire family off of his own, office of the vice presidency, his various positions of power. And then he uses his son as a pawn to cut off potential avenues to himself and his involvement with his son's business dealings, which, of course, he had lied to us previously. As Cheryl pointed out, January 1st, 2014, that's the year when Hunter Biden joined the board of Burisma. By the way, the same company that Joe Biden went and threatened Ukraine with withholding United States money from Ukraine to get the prosecutor general fired who was investigating Burisma Holdings. We know because of the Ways and Means Committee that Hunter Biden made over $8 million between the periods of 2014 to 2019 from countries like Ukraine. We also know from whistleblowers that the Department of Justice allowed the statute of limitations to run out on the Burisma money for Hunter Biden, that also the FBI didn't allow IRS investigators to look at Hunter Biden's laptop. So to me, this isn't about Hunter Biden. This is about Joe Biden. So let's just say he's not getting a Dad of the Year mug for Christmas.
That's true. And I would just say, as we go to break, they said that this weekend he made this decision, I guess, over his turkey and gravy. Okay. NBC reported that he had been talking about this back until June. This is NBC, kind of a friend of the Biden White House. And their last line, They said it was decided at the time he would publicly say he would not pardon his son, even though doing so remained on the table. So you were all deceived. That's NBC, a Biden ally.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.